Welcome, horror fans. Tonight, we're diving deep into the abyss to explore a cinematic nightmare. A 10-minute descent into a world overrun by colossal, terrifying creatures. This isn't just a monster movie. It's an experience designed to crawl under your skin and stay there. We're going to break down how each second is crafted to build unbearable tension and deliver pure, unadulterated dread. So, turn down the lights, put on your headphones, and let's begin. The first minute sets the stage. We open on a foggy, abandoned city at dusk. Streetlights flicker erratically, casting long, dancing shadows. The camera starts with a slow, high-angle pan, showing us the scale of the desolation. Then, it drops into a handheld point of view, putting us directly on the ground. We are walking through these dead streets. The only sounds are the mournful howl of the wind and the distant groan of stressed metal. And then, you see it. Or, you almost see it. A colossal shadow detaches itself from the darker shapes in the distance. A pair of faint, glowing eyes blink open in the gloom before disappearing. The hunt has begun before we even know we're the prey. As we move into the second minute, the environment becomes more claustrophobic. We're funneled into a narrow, debris-strewn alley where the fog thickens, clinging to everything. Here, we get our first real glimpse of a creature. It's unnaturally tall and thin, with limbs that seem to stretch impossibly far. Its skin is almost translucent, revealing a network of faintly glowing veins beneath. The camera doesn't give us a clear look. Instead, it's a slow zoom, a shaky tracking shot, catching fleeting glimpses as the monster moves with a silent, predatory grace. A low growl echoes, seeming to come from everywhere at once, accompanied by the faintest sound of footsteps that don't quite match a human rhythm. The tension escalates. The creature's immense size is confirmed as it brushes against a building, causing the entire wall to groan and crack. A shower of dust and concrete rains down. Our point of view camera dives for cover behind a pile of rubble. We get a terrifyingly intimate close-up. A long, sharp claw scrapes against the brick, leaving deep gouges. The sound is like nails on a cosmic chalkboard. Then, a guttural, wet roar erupts, and the fog swirls violently around its form. The lights in the alley flicker wildly, and for a moment, we are plunged into absolute darkness, with only the memory of that claw and that sound. The scene shifts, giving us a moment to breathe, but no relief. We're now in a wide, ruined park, where pale moonlight filters through the clouds. This false sense of openness is immediately shattered by the appearance of a new threat. It's a different kind of monster, bulkier, moving on four heavy limbs, its hide like armored plates with molten light glowing from the cracks. The camera watches from behind a cluster of trees, capturing its silhouette first, then brief, tantalizing glimpses of its form as it plods forward. The sound design is crucial here. The heavy, earth-shaking thud of its footsteps, the constant sigh of the wind, and in the far distance, a high-pitched shriek from something else entirely. Now, the fifth minute. This is where the dynamic changes. The monsters are no longer just present. They're aware. They sense us. The creature from the alley turns its head, its glowing eyes locking onto our position. The armored behemoth in the park stops its slow march and takes a heavy step into the open, its head low. The camera becomes unstable, a shaky handheld POV that betrays our rising panic. Quick, disorienting cuts show us fragments of movement, a limb lunging, a head snapping around. The deep, rumbling bass in the audio intensifies, a physical pressure in your chest, punctuated by short, sharp screeches that signal aggression. The hunt is no longer passive. The sixth minute is the first full reveal. We're back on an open street littered with the husks of cars. The tall, slender monster steps out of the fog, and we see it in its full glory. It towers over the buildings, its skin a tapestry of grotesque textures, its jaw filled with jagged teeth, and those two malevolent eyes burned with cold intelligence. The camera performs a slow, reverent orbit, showcasing its terrifying scale, before snapping back to a handheld POV, retreating, stumbling backward. As it moves, the ground trembles and cars shake. Its shadow stretches out, a creeping stain of darkness that seems to swallow the light. Just as we think we're getting away, we're plunged into another narrow alley. The world goes silent, the rumbling, the screeches, the wind all gone. All we hear are our own faint footsteps, quick and desperate. This silence is the tell. It's the deep breath before the plunge. And then it happens. The monster's face fills the frame, appearing from the side with impossible speed. It's a rapid, disorienting close-up eyes, teeth, alien flesh. A deafening roar explodes in our ears, accompanied by the violent crash of metal as it swats a dumpster aside. Our view spins wildly, the world blurring into a smear of light and shadow before fading completely into the thick grey fog. We fade in, not to the city, but to a dark, ancient forest. The trees are twisted, skeletal figures in the gloom, and the fog is even denser here. The horror is far from over. We are now being stalked by smaller, more agile creatures. Their glowing eyes blink from the high branches and from behind thick tree trunks. They are all around us. The camera peeks from behind cover, catching fast, fleeting glances of them darting through the foliage. The soundscape is now a mix of snapping leaves under unseen feet, a chorus of low, angry growls, and the faint, distant echo of the giant monster's roar, reminding us that the original threat is still out there. The climax begins to build. We emerge into a small clearing, dimly lit by the moon. This is a convergence. The agile forest stalkers creep in from the edges. The armored creature crashes through the trees, and in the distance, the first, towering monster approaches. They are all drawn to this one spot. To us, the environment itself begins to break under their combined presence. Trees bend and splinter, and cracks spiderweb across the ground. The visuals switch between sweeping, cinematic wide shots that show the epic scale of this monster gathering, and frantic, shaky POV shots that put us right in the terrifying center of it all. The audio swells into an intense symphony of horror, a deep, earth-shaking rumble, a cacophony of growls, and an eerie, atmospheric score that ratchets the tension to its breaking point. The final sequence. We are in a vast, open plaza in the heart of the ruined city. This is the main stage. The smaller creatures circle the perimeter, shadows in the fog, and then the main monster, the one from the beginning, steps forward. The camera begins a slow, deliberate pan upwards, and it just keeps going and going, revealing a scale we couldn't have possibly imagined. It's not just a monster. It's a living mountain, a god of destruction. The camera holds on its face, then pushes in for a final, chilling close-up on its eye, an orb of cosmic indifference. The sound drops to a deep bass hum, then to complete silence for a heart-stopping moment, before a final, low roar rumbles through the scene. And then, it's over. The final shots show the monsters being slowly reclaimed by the fog and shadows. Our point of view is backing away, slowly, carefully. The focus stays locked on the glint in the largest monster's eye until it too is swallowed by the darkness. The scene fades to black, but the sounds linger: the wind, the distant, faint roars, leaving us with a deeply unsettling, ambiguous ending. They are still out there, and we are still in their world. What did you think? Let me know in the comments which monster was the most terrifying. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy exploring the art of fear, make sure to subscribe for more. Sleep well.